Welcome everyone to episode number 105 of CoCreative NoCode's Office Hours. I'm Tonya, your host, and we're here with members Jay, Thomas, and Reece. Welcome everyone. And then Kim is here as usual. We're going to get started in just a moment. But before that, if this is your first time tuning into Office Hours, we do this every weekday, Monday through Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And what we do is we invite all of our members onto the Zoom sessions, and they can ask us any questions about Bubble that they want, bugs, feature requests, whatever. Everything Bubble is welcome. And then we do our best to answer questions and help build out features. If you would like to join us for a complimentary session of Office Hours, you can go ahead and comment on the live video on Facebook or on the replay on YouTube, or you can email us at team@cocreativenocode.com and Kim will send you credentials and let you know how you can join us. Otherwise, if you're just ready to join us regularly already, you can go to cocreativenocode.com and sign up. So we're going to get started now. Thomas has something for us this morning.
I do, but I'm going to pass it to Jay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe when you get home?
Yeah, just give me a few minutes.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, Jay, I'm going to stop sharing and let you do your thing.
Okay. So I am working on redoing I have more than one navigation on each page because the designs are different depending on your device.
Okay.
So I've got a mid-size nav. It does look something like that. And since I'm redoing them, rather than do it the way I did others with a million conditions based on current page width, I want to do it using the database. So I went ahead and set up a data type that looks like this. So it's got the different buttons. They're specified by 1A, 1B, etc. The color, the hovers, the page title, the image, all the elements. So right now what we're looking at is an admin page to administer them. And first of all, is what I have so far on the right track?
Well, let me make sure I understand, because you have different designs for your desktop versus mobile.
And because every page is different colors and text.
And because everything is different based on the page.
Yep.
You're trying to move all of that information into the database so you can just pull it up dynamically by whichever page and screen size they have.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, because on my other one, I have a million conditions and it's difficult.
That makes editing so painful, whereas doing it through the database can make it super simple.
Right, I agree. That's what I'm hoping. So I've set this up, and right now I've got the group it's in and the search. I was just working on this when we started, so there's a lot of red. So I figured that this would be page title is the input, and that's the way, because I mean you still have to start a new page. You know, when you start a new page.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm only concerned with the existing pages.
Right.
So I guess that this is.
I was just going to say that's very similar to something I just scoped out last weekend, where you have somebody editing something that's going to be shown on the page. So instead of doing the normal thing that the normal way that we've done it before is we have pop-ups with inputs and the person puts in all of their inputs or whatever and clicks save, and then it shows on the screen. But when it comes to making things look just right and just so, and making sure that like if you're changing colors and doing that, you just kind of want to see what it's going to look like, right? And so auto binding is a great way to do that.
That would be on every page though, right?
Well, like if you were on an admin page, you could open up a group that has all of those settings. You don't have to do it the way that I'm talking about. I'm just saying that your approach makes a lot of sense to me. like putting it into the database is one step closer to what I've done in a different scope, where I did have sort of a lengthy form, and then the client added to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have us have it on the page, like do 2-page designs, one with text elements and the other with the input elements. And that way he could edit it on the page and see kind of what it would look like. And that way it won't be so, I don't know, like, yeah, he doesn't have to keep going and checking what it looks like and then coming back to the editor. Yeah.
Okay, well, I put this one up here, but it doesn't make a lot of sense because unless I make it the page title admin, it won't work. So but I still have the preview. All right, well, let me see if that works.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. I have no idea. Oh, wrong page. Is that right? No. Yes. That won't work because I don't have it in the database yet. And this is a make change. Never mind. Okay, it is there. I'm just testing it. I don't think I finished setting up the back end.
I think that plugin that you have where every input has that little icon in it would drive me nuts.
It's the password manager, and it does drive me nuts, but it drives me less nuts than losing a password.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Oops, didn't mean to click that.
Oh, Kim, that's a good question. So the keyword for this work, I would say, is it's a key phrase. I would say simplifying conditionals by using the database. I don't know. Is that a good way to describe it? What do you think, Jay?
I know I would describe it as controlling controlling appearance through website data type or data type through database.
Through the database, yeah. So
Was that
Yeah.
user database or website database?
no, database, just database is fine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, if this works, the title bar will be gray-ish. On a certain size device.
Mhm.
That isn't looking good. Let's see. Double check. Okay, that didn't work. So let's see, where did I go wrong? where I went wrong was I put the update on a different page and I'm looking at the wrong page. This is a little bit like there's stuff everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There's the reusable, there's the admin page, there's the actual page. Okay. So let's see, there's that. That looks okay. Parent groups navigation, that should be okay. That all looks okay. So then the problem has to be here. It doesn't like that.
So
I guess my issue then is how do I figure out how to tell it what page, we're talking about, which is the page title, or I don't know. Maybe I
oh,
could
got it.
do a drop down with the unique ID, like you can see, that's of each element of each item of each record in the data type, but have it aliased as the page name, so that you could, a human would be able to say, oh, garden journal, that's my page. Is that more complicated than it needs to be?
Like, I'm not following. So what was it that was supposed to happen that didn't happen?
Nothing happened.
Okay.
And what should have happened was the color of this bar and the
Okay.
language of it should show up the way they should, but they're not changing.
Okay. And that's still in your admin page where it should be changing to show the
No, it
changes,
shouldn't.
or it's on
That's
the,
just junk that's not doing anything. Because this reusable, because these are set up to refer to, wait, no, they're not. So then that's the question. How do I tell it what page these the title and the color and all should be different on?
oh, got it. Okay. Well, but you should be setting that in the database, right?
Right.
Because the page itself is a separate page and should already be pulling from the database its pages, like design stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, so you don't have to, you can make a drop down of the database, the names of the pages in the database
Yes.
to refer to it that way.
Okay. Let me play around with this a little bit because I think it's going to take me some time and nobody wants to watch that.
Okay,
Okay.
no worries. Thomas, are you ready yet?
No, not yet.
Nope, not quite yet. Okay, no worries. Just give me one moment.
I thought about doing it with with parameters, just that's how that admin group
Yeah,
tell it, but I just don't really want to have to go through the whole site and add parameters in the places that they're not yet. It's a lot.
yeah, got it. All right, I think we'll work on powwow then. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, so the other day we were working on the kind of outlining the database structure and the pages that we would want for the powwow delivered app that we're just going to experiment with live on office hours. How do you feel about it, Thomas? Do you want to use Canvas for it, or do you want to do the design on the pages? I'll make everything work together.
All right.
Because I'm not an expert with Canvas, I'd probably stick to design myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a thought on it, Jay? Oops, Jay, were you saying something? No, I guess not. All right, we'll go ahead and spin up an app then. One of my favorite things to do, clearly. Okay, so we'll call this so it's unusual for me to start without a Canvas template. I haven't done it in a long time. Start with a blank page. I'll close the assistant. All right, and so we'll start with the database. So we have a user and we're going to have a user type. We're going to have an admin, a buyer, and a driver. And then in our data types here for the user, we'll just say type of type user type options. Then of course our user is going to have a first name, last name, full name. You don't have to worry about the email. Probably what other kind of demographic info should we be pulling for our users? Phone number?
Yeah, that'd be a useful phone number. I guess you already have email. That's already.
Yeah. So phone number. We're gonna need the address for a buyer profile. So should we separate out buyer versus driver profiles?
Would it make it easier?
I'm thinking.
If we separate it out, what would be the difference between just keeping it as one?
That's a good question. So a lot of times I'll do it for privacy rules. So the things that I don't want to share across different types of users or different users, I will keep in the user data type. Things that I do want to share across users, I would put into the profile data type. So the profile data type would be less secure.
Yeah, it's stick to security.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang on just 1 second. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Yep.
Jay, you got any ideas on some data types you could add? Or maybe Reece? I don't think Reece knows what we're doing, to be honest.
You would be correct. I have no idea.
Yeah. We're essentially, how do I summarize this? We're trying to essentially make food accessible to people who are usually in need of food and don't have access to like transportation. So, right, yeah, it's kind of like a delivery service too. It's kind of like a delivery service for low-income individuals who just don't have access to transportation. So we're kind of ideating as we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of data type do you need? What is it you're trying to solve?
We're trying to structure out the database for this sort of idea.
Yeah. So we were just, I have the user, I have the type, right, of the user.
Yeah.
Like there'll be one of these 3 types of users. And then I have this other information that I'm collecting on the user. The question was whether I wanted to separate it out into a profile, like have a buyer profile, which might be different from a driver profile.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the complexity and what's required of each one.
Right. So
like- If
I'm
it's-
definitely going to need different information about a buyer and a driver. Some of it will overlap, but some of it won't overlap at all. So, but I think we'll just, for the sake of this, we'll just keep it on the same user data type.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so user geographic address. We'll add to this as we need to. Then we'll have, what else here? We'll have an order.
Would we keep the order? Because there would be, I imagine, like some sort of posts, right? Like availability posts or something like that, where the user who is trying to buy something or get something can order. Would that be just?
And that would
Would
be
that
the
fall-
sales page, right?
Okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it would just fall under the data type still of order, right?
Yeah, so the user will add line items to the order. There's probably going to be a cart as well. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. That cart would
Usually
make
it's-
sense.
Yeah.
So is this app theoretical, or is this something you're actually looking to build?
No, we're building it.
No, I mean actually building it into an actual product, or just as a demo?
No, actual product, potentially an actual product. We would have to get the buy-in from the actual organization to do this. But the idea is that there's an organization here in Tucson. They have no idea we're doing this. They are not promoting this at all. I have no idea if they would allow us to do this. This is just an idea that I'm going to pitch to them. They take rescued produce from farmers who would otherwise have to pay to send that produce to the dump. And instead they pick it up and they take these like big, like huge, like 18-wheeler trucks, and they pick up all of this produce and they distribute it to many places in Phoenix and also in Tucson. So we're talking like 5 to 7 sites on a Saturday morning in Tucson and maybe 10 or more in Phoenix. And people can go to the distribution site and pay $10 for like 60 or 70 pounds of produce. And they're allowed to buy up to 2 of those each. So the thing is that the people who really, really need that kind of break in terms of the price of the food that they buy are also the people who have the most trouble traveling to the distribution sites. So like people who live in food deserts and things like that. So the idea of this app is to coordinate people to drive the orders to the people who need them and still have it be an incredibly discounted rate. So
Right. So that the business that this would be for, is that a profit or a non-profit?
nonprofit, and this would also, I have in mind to be a nonprofit.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Ultimately, I would gift it to them. Like they could just take it and have it and use it themselves, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean, if you don't have the permission from the company, there's no reason why you can't develop something and then present it to them. And by that, by that point, you'll have a working version anyway. So
yeah,
it's a pretty good thing to put forward.
Yep. And it gives us something to do. We like to develop together. So
Yeah.
no harm. And if anybody wants a copy of this app or whatever, I'm not like, I'm not considering this like my business or anything. It's just, I want to help people get this food. And I know it's a problem. Like they do their best. They switch places where the distribution happens each week, but the people who really need the food need it every week. They don't need it just, once every month when it happens to be a distribution place close to them. So we'll see.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. So we've got order, line item, and cart. And then what else? I'm not going to worry about territory just yet. So let's just worry about the sales page for now.
the sales page would contain everything that a user would be able to see, like what's available. Like this is specific item is available.
Yes.
that-
Yeah,
okay.
it's going to be very simple because there's only one
Yeah.
thing you can order.
So like an image.
The most complexity
Description.
is, the most complexity is you can order up to 2 of them. So
Yeah.
that makes it pretty simple. So I'm going to add you to this for when you get
Gotcha.
home.
Cool.
What's your, oh, you don't have to share your email address live. I can stop sharing.
Okay.
If you want to just type it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll do
grab
that.
it. I don't mind putting my email address out there because I already get so much email, it doesn't even matter.
Cool. Just sent it.
Okay. I should remember that by now.
Yeah, it's not too hard. Everyone always used to call me by my last name. Like my PE teachers, everyone would call me Coolia, Coolia, Coolia.
It's kind of an awesome last name.
It's a catchy one.
Just saying. So yeah, I got it. Okay, I'll share again. All right, you're added to the app. Okay, so we're gonna have a sales page. I'm gonna have these orders. I will come here and I'm gonna make crude stuff and you can make it pretty later.
Perfect.
So we're gonna have probably a picture of all of the pretty produce and maybe an explanation here. So we can do a text area underneath. Here, we'll just put office hours there for now. And then have the text. And then we're going to need drop down. And a button. Fine. And then go ahead and make the Stripe account.
Are we, just as you do this, are we building for mobile as well or just desktop?
We are building for, well, yeah, mobile would be better if it's responsive.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Here, we want to go to here. Accounts.
Are we building on one page or are we building on separate pages?
We're building we're it's a good question. We should probably build, I think the sales page will be pretty independent.
Okay, so
And
bit of a
then,
hybrid.
yeah, a bit of a hybrid. So each user is going to have their own experience, which will be on their own page. And then the sales page, we could technically incorporate it into the buyer's portal so that it's
Okay.
all on one page. So we might rename it buyer's portal and then just make that into a reusable on the page.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. So good point. So, oh, I need to put this here. And then in this case, since we are going to have, I think, some element of paying people maybe to do the driving, which is what we kind of talked about, making it maybe volunteer or maybe not. I don't know. Did we decide one way or the other?
We do optional.
Go
I'm
optional?
not sure. Yeah.
All right, so in that case, I'm going to go ahead and set up the
Data types.
Connect account.
Okay.
We want platform or marketplace. And then we will, this is so weird, guys. You have to click create and then review your Express settings.
I feel like it's a horrible thing for a business to completely redesign things once it's already been set up. Like
And-
users are so used to things, you know?
Then click connect to get to the regular page. That's in all the tutorials. So yeah, no, it is. It's really, really, it's not great. I'm not sure why they did that. So, but we will go for, there's not really going to be a reason to delay payments. So only reason to use Express in this particular example is because with Express, you can dramatically enhance the sign up process so that it's not so arduous. But in this case, I don't mind if it takes a couple extra screens. So I guess I'll just go with standard. The standard also allows you to do everything, I think, through the regular Stripe bubble plugin. I'll have to look up the redirect URIs off screen share so I don't give away
Gotcha.
information, but this is the code that we needed. Here. So connect account. So that's still on test, just making sure. Yeah, we're still in test mode. Okay. So now we've got our client ID, which allows us to pay users through our through Stripe. And then these two allow us to charge users through our site. And then coming back here, the buy now, the start edit workflow. We can do, we can charge a user using the saved credit card. So we'll create a process by which when they're signing up, we'll go ahead and collect their credit card and put it on file. Is current user, the amount will be drop down quantities, value converted to a number. Oh, it already recognizes it as a number. That's cool. Then we can multiply it. And then we'll have to put this in the data somewhere. So Mm. Oh, I should have put first item here and then line item price. And then we have to add a delivery charge. So we could come back to our website data and put delivery charge. And card ID is the current user's Stripe credit card ID. The payee is another user, right? And so we would have to create an order. Going to be we don't have the line item yet. So to create that. Oh, not line item. So all of the line items in this case will be the same thing, but thinking ahead that maybe somehow we would want different kinds of line items, we'll just go ahead and say type. And then that's going to be a product. Line items here. Actually, instead of text here, I'm going to make this an option set. Products. Produce 60. And then attribute would be price. Okay. So then back here, product. Just thinking, do we actually need the data type? Go back here. So quiet. See here. So create a new order. Could probably just do it in one since there's not really, I might not even need the line item. Let's just see if I can do it in one. We don't need a line item. Create a new field. Should be product type products, which is an option set here. And then be a number. We could do drop downs value. And then sum total. Equals about this. Let's see on the page. Are you following, Thomas? Or are you busy?
Yeah, I finally just got in front of my computer. I'm loading it up.
You just got home. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. You go to create a pop-up. I'm going to do a hidden variable. What's that group called? This group products. We're going to call it var. Products. So here I can refer to var group products. Subtotal is var group products. Price multiplied by drop down quantities value. Charge.
Will we have food item name and then a description? Or would it just
No,
be
because it's in descript, right? You can't order certain things. You can only order one order of a random selection of produce. So delivery charge we can do. I guess we'll just do the website data for this one. The total. Okay. So the order, we're gonna know what they're ordering. We've kind of like put that into an option set. I separated it out into a hidden variable here because when I'm in the workflow and I want to start doing multiplication with it, it was easier to refer to it that way. So the subtotal, instead of saying, yeah, going here and grabbing that and multiplying it by the value. Delivery charge and totals. Now I have that. So here, the amount, clear this, and it'll just be results of step one's total. And then the transaction payee, we're gonna have to put on here driver. Which is of type user. And then probably have to compare that based on the address, right? And I still haven't figured out what we would use for the algorithm to do this. But Bubble should be able to compare addresses natively when it's a geographic address entered. So if I can do let's go to the data here. So all of the users have an address. So I'll make a territory address. Geographic address here. And then in the workflow, when I'm assigning who the driver is, I'll do a search for user type equals driver. And then territory address is within, we'll start with 5 miles of current user's address. Sort by This might be a use for the virtual data types that Eli was teaching us about a few weeks ago.
Mhm.
How do you sort by? Distance from current user's address. Oh, descending, no. So we want the closest. So that'll work. And then the first item. So that's how we assign the driver. And then that's how we know who the payee is. So it's the result of step one's driver. And then the app fee would basically be results of step one's subtotal. And then the rest would go to the driver. Does that make sense? Okay. This is not taking into account, we're not adding app fees to the total amount. We're not adding like the Stripe fees to it. So in order for Powwow to come out of this without damaging their income, we would have to add that here. Like, so we'd have to, when we're creating this total, we would have to add, I think it's like 30 cents plus 2.9%.
Is that's Stripe, you said?
Yeah,
Stripe's
that's
fee?
Stripe's fees.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we would need to add that onto the app fee here. So we would charge the price of the produce plus Stripe's fees here, and then the rest would go too. So let's just do that. So we'll go here and add delivery charge. We'll go back to our hidden variables. Hang on a second. Cat management again. Love them, but they're so annoying sometimes. Okay, so let's say this is Stripe fees. Stripe feels or fees. Sounds like a song for an entrepreneur. All of my Stripe feels. We'll go with, this is of type number. Drop down value. For anyone watching who's new to doing math in Bubble, there's no order of operations to remember. Bubble is going to do everything in order that you put it in here. So what I'm doing is I'm multiplying the price by the quantity, then I'm adding the delivery charge. Now I'm going to multiply all of that by 2.9%. So that's, actually I won't. What I'll do is yeah, that's true. I'll do it by 2.9. So that's 0.029. And then I'm going to add 30 cents. And so now I have my Stripe fees number here. So I'm going to call this group bar Stripe fees. And then this one, I'll just call this group product. It's annoying me because I misnamed this. I called it products, but I really want to call it product options. There we go. All right, so here for the, I guess I don't really need to store the delivery charge. It'll be easier when I'm doing like invoicing, so I'll leave it here. I'll also put the Stripe fees here. And that's going to be var stripe fees number. And then here for the total at the end, I'm going to add var stripe fees number. That way this will be the correct total. Then the trends paid, what I want is, that's right, it's the driver, the app fee. It's not going to be the subtotal per se here. Right now, the subtotal is this. I want to do the subtotal plus the stripe fees. So we'll do subtotal plus stripe fees. Charge the current user Stripe credit card. That should work. So all right, I'm gonna go get that URI so we can get it working. But I'm gonna go off screen for that. Thomas, you want to share your screen while you're doing your work?
Sure.
Cool. That way it'll be more entertaining, informative.
Oh, that's right. I'm on my computer and I'm running Zoom on my phone. I was
Oh,
like, "Where's the share screen?"
you're like, why can't I share yet?
Oh, no one heard me. I was like talking to myself. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
So weird. I was asking Jay or Reece if they had any ideas, anything that come to mind.
Oh, Jay and Reece abandoned us. It's us.
Oh, yeah. We don't need you guys.
I know. Kim, did Jay
All right,
say
I'm-
anything? Like, was she just
She's
like,
like, I'm dipping out.
No, she didn't say anything.
oh, okay.
I'm gonna sign in on my computer. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be here. Kim, talk to me.
So how you doing?
I'm okay. How you doing?
Nothing. Just listening to you guys.
Yeah.
How's your mom?
How's my mom?
Yeah.
She's good. She's good. She's coming to pick me up and we're gonna go. We're gonna go to my Tucson parents' house.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
you-
we're gonna do that picnic thing. We're gonna take all of those different Tovala meals so my Tucson parents can try out Tovala.
That's awesome.
So here we go.
So Jay and Reece were like, enriching life. We're not about that.
No, that wasn't it. I guess they're just that they probably enjoy the content where we're answering questions or something better. We'll see. I don't know. Tell us if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay. Tell us if you like this kind of content, if you want us to build more apps on office hours, or you just want us to stick with questions. Because Thomas and I can do this on our own. Let's see. So we want to add this, and it's going to be okay. And the other thing I wanted to do, I'm going to share my screen again because I added that URI. So it should be good now. I wanted to check on the plugins if this is using version 2 legacy, which is what I'm using for CoCreative NoCode because they didn't have V3, but I'm going to switch to V3 because we should start getting used to doing that.
Sure.
So the main difference is in version 3, it's a little, not a little bit, it's a bit more secure because it actually sends you to a Stripe page and not just the pop-up. So they send you to the checkout page on Stripe. So let's see how that goes. Going to the design here. I'm gonna do, I think I'll do a pop-up for this for right now. So if I do a pop-up here, and this is going to just have a button for the moment. I'll let you style it. Let's add a card to account. And this is going to collect the user's credit card information.
Cool. This is useful because I've not actually used Stripe before.
Yeah. Oh, well, this was kind of the point, was like, I don't know, Kim, how are we doing with keywords so far? Like,
With what you're doing,
yeah, with building this, like,
I'm
are
gonna-
you separating it out into different keywords as we're building?
no, I'm gonna be honest, I'm really lost.
You're really lost. Okay. So yeah, so that's when you speak up and say, I need keywords, because that's how people will find this. So this is setting up Stripe payments and Stripe Connect standard. That's what we're doing at the moment. So we're going to collect the credit card information when that add card to account is clicked. We're going to show on page load. Actually, we'll just do this when the condition is true. Just once, only when current user's Stripe credit card ID is empty. So we want to show that payment pop-up. So pop-up B. Let's go ahead and name pop-up B. And details. Details, and then general when. Right, credit card ID is not empty. We can hide it. Okay. And I'm going to come into app data, create a new user. Yeah, that's right. Summit. It wasn't Summit Trail. This is an old address. Oh, well, that's true. I guess people can send me mail. It's not gonna make me mad. Tonya. Aiossa. I'm not a driver, I'm a buyer. My email. Okay. So now I have a user to test with when Thomas says I can go.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right. I will preview the page. Okay, I need to add a card to my account. I thought I did that. Oh, I previewed instead of ran as. There we go. Rookie mistake. I was Bush League.
Push.
All right.
Oh,
So I'm going
cool.
to enter
There we
my
go.
test email or test card information, all 4 twos, and then any valid future date and any 3-digit number. Name will be
This is
Tonya.
what you meant by sending you to a Stripe page.
Well, this is part of it. Yep.
Okay.
So then 85747, and I'm going to save this card. So that is step 1. Okay, cool. Now I can select my quantity 1, and I can click buy now. Pay another user, but the payee is empty because I don't have any drivers. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for reminding me. So here we'll go new entry, and the address will be 9661 East CO Del. So all my poor neighbors. Tanya's neighbor. Neighbor. They probably won't like the apostrophe. We ran into that recently where there was like, it wasn't with Stripe, it was with a different payment processor, but yeah, the apostrophe made it was a problem. So we'll just do 5555. Hey, I got it right. So territory address we'll go with 9661. East Paseo del Sol. Type will be driver. Email will be Tanya's neighbor at Aiossa.com. And we'll create. Got it. All right, so there we have it. And then now if I try it again, it didn't show me the pop-up because I have a card on file, which is what we wanted. But the payee is empty. So let's go debug this. This here, we create a new order. Search for users, territory addresses within. Adds the driver. Results of step 1's driver. That should be right. Oh, I know what it is. This person has to sign up to be a needs a Connect account. Okay, so let's do that. We'll do, so this one, we're gonna rename this page to be the buyer portal. And then we can add other stuff to it later.
Cool.
Buyer. And then we'll add a page called the driver portal. So for those who are interested in understanding why we would do that, is essentially what I've discovered over the last several months. Kept having to come back into client apps and improve performance, like the page speed and things like that. And it is good to have a single page app, with the caveat that at some point that page is going to have so many elements and or workflows that it will start to slow down both the editor and the page load itself. So you have to optimize pretty early on to be using reusables on that page to make it one page. But essentially any type of user would have a single page experience. And the point is to reduce the number of page loads as they're using the app. So you want them to land on the page and not have to change the page, except very rarely. An example would be for going to an account page where you're going to manage account details, but you wouldn't do that every time you log into the app. Mostly you're going to be using other features. So it would be okay to have an account page that's separate, but most of the time you're going to want all of the user interactions to happen on one page. But because it's better performance wise for your editor, even if you're using reusables, to not have as many on the page, then separating that out per user type makes sense. So hopefully what I just articulated makes sense to you, Thomas.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Let's see here. We're gonna go to, so now we're in the driver portal. So I need a button here for them to register as a driver. And really what I mean register as a driver has to do with Stripe, because they're going to go to payment here. We're gonna register the user as a seller.
Gotcha.
And we don't really have to do any of this stuff because they can fill that stuff out probably at some point. They're not going to have a business URL or name or address. The product category is going to be the same, food. And sold products are physical products. Product description, we can get an option. Right. And then probably I would make this button only visible when current users Stripe seller account ID is empty. So now I need to run this page as Tonya's neighbor.
Uh-oh.
No application matches the supplied client identifier. I think this has to do with my URI not being correct.
It's a stripe. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop sharing again. Do you want to share your screen now?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, Jay did say she had to run. She'd have a good weekend.
Oh, okay.
And Reece said, thanks for
Bye.
tonight, guys. Catch you all next week. They weren't mean. They didn't leave without saying goodbye.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So you can kind of talk through what you're doing if you
Sure.
want.
right now I am just taking a peek at the driver portal. This is what we were working on, right? The button. Cool. I guess when we click this button, we would have our own version of signing up, right?
Yes.
Or would it just be?
Yeah. We're gonna have our own, like, we'll probably make them decide when they're signing up, whether they want to be a buyer, a driver, or
Yeah, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And it just leads to the page. So, okay. So that we would probably keep on one page, right? All those processes, but then like have their own portals, like driver portal, buyer portal.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I gotta go debug this.
So are there any elements that you would like me to put up on the driver portal? Or we're actually busy right now, so.
What was the question?
Question was, is there a specific thing that you want me to add to driver portal, an element?
Oh,
I guess not for now.
I guess we could start with a repeating group of the orders to which they're assigned as the driver.
That would be in its own group. That would be
Yep.
like a separate group that you would pull, you would fetch URL with.
No, like just a repeating group on the page.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna.
Anything's happening? He's sitting in the background. Friday. Friday vibes.
Let's see here.
I'm thinking about, I know you're busy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of speaking out loud. You don't need to tune in. But going on the actual site of the, I forget her name off the top of my head, the lady who runs this.
Oh, yeah, I forget her name off the top of my head too.
I was thinking about going and seeing like how they styled their site so that I could either follow the same color patterns and the same styling if it's nice.
Oh, Kim,
Yeah,
I can hear some background noise.
sorry.
That's okay. It's really annoying.
How's it going?
I'm just trying to figure out this I think it has to do with my URI not being correct. Let me go check on an actual account. Sign out. It was so exciting. One of my clients contacted me last night. And it's like, I have orders. And he was like, I was like, this is good. He was like, but it's not working. And I was like, okay, we're gonna fix it. Not a problem. But he does. He has orders. It's working. So it's great.
Cool. It's always nice
Yeah.
when something you've worked hard on works out. right now. For the peeps
Hmm.
watching. Just styling.
Just
These pictures
styling.
look pretty.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Let's see if I can get this working.
Probably in the case of description.
Stripe. Frustrating me with this. Have to click in 4 different places to get to the connect settings that I want. Like, come on.
I just love how you guys just know exactly what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
you just
like,
But
watch
we
it
what
go
don't.
is
around.
going on?
We don't know what we're doing. That's the point. That's what's the whole thing. Like, if this content isn't exciting, or if it's boring or whatever, like I said, Thomas and I can just go off and do this on our own. But like, this
Speak
is
up,
the
let us
work,
know.
right? This is the work. This is the stuff where people get caught up and they're like, we're just forging ahead. I purposely decided not to fully scope this out, right? So like, I don't have wireframes and I'm not thinking through everything.
Yeah,
I'm building
we're all
on the
busy,
fly.
so.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just it looks like we know what we're doing, but that's only because we've had a lot of practice of not knowing what we're doing, right? And
Yeah, for sure.
I'm already stuck. I'm stuck on something, and I'm not sharing like my screen where I'm stuck, not because I'm shy about the fact that I'm stuck, but because I don't want to share sensitive information. I have to be very careful. So
Yeah.
that's all. But we're getting there. We'll figure this out.
Just a reminder to everyone watching, do not share your sensitive information on screen.
Did it
Yes.
happen to you guys not too long ago, right? Something like that?
Yeah, it did. It did. It's hard
No
to
good.
though, because you have like auto filling happening on your
Yep.
screen. Like, my address is shown all the time.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
that's yeah.
And it's
funny.
like, yeah, so it's like, it's hard not to show sensitive information. So,
You
but I
wouldn't
guess,
know. You can have someone watching you sleep by now.
Oh
that
my
would be
God.
creepy.
Yeah, that would be weird.
They just caught your address.
Yeah, please don't come
What's a
see
good
me.
color? What's a good color that goes with yellow?
Really, like what shade of yellow? Like a canary yellow?
Like a off-white, sandy yellow.
Oh,
Beige,
What color?
beige-ish. Because if it's
Dark
off-white
beige.
sandy, it would be kind of beige-ish.
yeah. So that's a pretty neutral color. You could put almost anything with it. You don't think that color on the screen there is beige though, because I remember you're colorblind, right?
I'm literally blind as a bat. I can't I can't see colors well. This looks like a nice what is it? Like off-white yellow.
No,
Is this
it's
not yellow?
green.
What? Oh my God, it's horrible.
It's a very, very
gonna-
pale green.
It is,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. All right, let's figure this out.
It's
I see what
okay.
you mean. I see. Okay, so see here. Here it looks a little better. Let's do this. This is yellow, right? Does that look yellow?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like a sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely more sandy. Yeah.
I don't like this color here.
Okay, let's try this. So delivered bubble apps.
Yellow. Okay, light yellow. That makes sense. Lighter yellow, brown, beige pink. It's a warm, sunny atmosphere. So it's aggressive. Gray. I don't know. What do you think, Kim? You think this is too
Well,
aggressive?
I like it. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of too light. No, but it's subtle. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like my eye color. Seeing colors are horrible.
What do you say? What color is that right now?
This looks yellow. Is this yellow?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the background or the button?
The button? The button's
Oh, yeah.
yellow. Like it looks
Yeah.
like, yeah, definitely yellow. And then the background looks a lot more beigeish.
Yeah, that's right. Like a lightish, beigeish.
What do you think about the chubbiness of the buttons? You think I should make it a little
No, it's perfect. I like it.
cool?
Sleek. Yeah.
Let's get like a banana. Picture of banana. It's licensable? Jesus.
Picture of a banana.
I'm like, oh my guys, it's just a banana, relax. Commit a crime. Save images. Bananas. Where'd it go?
Bananas.
Here's it.
Mm.
What's up?
Nothing. I'm just looking at the picture of the bananas.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to get as close as possible to. Imagine like rolling up with like 140 pounds of bananas. The worst would be like avocados. I'd be devastated. I'd be like, Jesus Christ, these things are gonna go bad in like 5 minutes.
That's true.
It's devastating.
Wait, what's wrong with avocados?
They go
think
bad
that's-
really fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like you're waiting for them to get ripe, and then like, you know how it turns like violet,
Yeah, it starts to
and
get
then once
blackish,
it's like
violet, yeah.
once it's like violet, you think it's ripe. You open it, and it's like rotten.
It's sad, so sad. And I remember once I bought a bag and it was like 7 avocados and they were all horrible. They were all like from the inside, they were like rooted. I was like, all right, guys. I was literally on my hands and knees. What happened to the picture?
I have like a picture of a cart of fresh produce.
You think we should do like potatoes or something?
Or are we doing like per item?
No, we're definitely doing a cart, right, Tonya? We're doing like
no, I
yeah,
think
we
we're
should-
skipping the cart actually.
So per item.
But yeah, we're not gonna just show like pictures of bananas. We'll show like the whole, like a picture of a bunch of different kinds of produce all in one. But we can make it the banana show for a minute. Let's see, driver.
A bunch of produce. A cart full of produce.
Trying to get as close as possible here. I would roll up if the vegetables were looking like this. Beets? No, that's radish.
If you
Is
would
this
just
leek?
here.
Is this leek right here?
I think so.
Who
Is
buys
it?
leek?
I do.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, you're talking. Yeah, Kim is definitely the cook in this group. Like,
I learned everything from my grandma. She's like, go get me some leek. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? What is leek?
If you don't like leeks, it's like not liking onions.
No, I love onions. Shallots? Oh my gosh.
Shallots is like a
mhm.
baby onion.
Oh, I will make
Onions
you a
are my
pizza.
favorite.
I will
Yeah.
make you a pizza and put shallots on it. You'll love it.
I am getting frustrated because I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I have debugged this exact same problem before.
It's nice. Nope. Nope. Looks pretty comfy. Damn. You know what I would do?
Hmm. What would you do?
You'd have to see the picture as a reference.
Oh, the grapes?
I would literally come in there. I'd swoop in.
You'd be like, yum,
I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna grab this and take it with me.
That's fine. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm kind of frustrated. Let me go look at another app.
Oh. I want the dimensions on this one.
Oh, try typing farmer's produce.
425321. I think this one looks pretty good.
Hmm.
What do you think, Jay? Or Jay, I was about to call you Jay. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks pretty okay.
Just okay?
It's just sorry. No, it looks great.
Just
I like the I like the colors. The colors are very vibrant.
Yeah.
Cool. I keep forgetting exactly what that. Here you go.
I'm looking for pictures too.
Nice. Let's see. Clear this. Just a little better. You can't really style the drop down, can you?
You could make your own drop down
Yeah.
and then you could style it. And then they have lots of different drop down plugins that you can
Plugins, yeah.
use. Yeah. I'm gonna try one other thing. Let's just try this.
I wish you guys could try these Argentine. They're called alfajores. Alfajores.
What are we talking about?
And I was just saying, I wish you guys could try these alfajores, which is like an Argentine treat.
Oh, nice.
It's like a little cake, but it's like dipped in caramel or chocolate. It's so good, so good.
That sounds
I love
delicious.
food.
Yes.
I just want KFC, you guys.
You
So-
just want
KFC?
KFC? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it's like
No,
almost
KFC
3 in the
is-
morning and I'm hungry.
What?
All this
Listen,
stuff of food.
KFC is meh. Popeyes though.
Dude, I love
Sodium
Popeyes.
content though.
Yeah. No, we have Popeyes. It just opened like last 2 years ago.
Nice. I went to Popeyes the other day and bought like food and they're like $21.50 or something like that. And my eyes opened. I was like, "Excuse me."
Is the
You
chicken
make this
sandwich
up.
really all that?
I don't know. I've never tried it. My buddy was like, "You're gonna love it." I was like, "You know what? No, I don't want to hear about it."
You're not gonna fall into the mainstream.
He was still like, he was like trying to pursue. He's like trying to coerce me to eat this chicken sandwich. I said, "No, it's not gonna happen."
I just remembered what the problem was. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
can't believe I did that again. Please, 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 please. Okay, I'll share my screen again. I can't, it's such a dumb problem and I can't believe it got me again. There was a space here when you copy it from Stripe. So when you're in your Stripe here and you're copying this, there's no space at the beginning or the end. So I copy it and I come in to the plugin here and I paste it. And then you just have to double check that there's no space here because sometimes it adds a space and then now it let's see if that fixed it. Yes, now it's working.
That
See?
one space got you.
Huh?
That one.
That
small
one
space.
little
Yeah.
space took all that time. And this is, yeah, it gets super frustrating. But I was like, I remember what this was. I knew it was something silly. All right, so I'm going to skip the form because I'm just in test mode. Okay, so now the Tonya neighbor user is registered as a seller. So I should be able to go back to the buyer portal and run as the buyer. I want to buy 2 and I'll go ahead and buy now. Trying to pay another user, but the payee is empty. Oh, that's
It's the same
weird.
problem still, huh?
It's the same problem, but it's fine now. Create a new order. card using the credit card. So here, total, this should be fine. The payee is empty. Results of step one's driver. It's like, so. Let me just do a database search for, to see if this solves it. Users that are of type driver. Let's just try again. So preview.
Sorry.
Nope, it hates me. It hates me. Let's try items. No, it just wants the user. I've never had this much trouble getting Stripe to work before, minus the space
think-
issue.
You think it's one of those like remove elements off the page and do it again?
No.
No, that's not right. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
So, oh, I need to go and see. So what I'll do is I'll go to the driver portal. I'm just gonna make a text here and make it current users Stripe seller accounts ID. Come back and run this as the seller. Yeah, that's why it seemed like it worked, but somehow it didn't. So I think on the page when it goes back, I need to run a workflow to get it to save. I thought I just had to do that for Express though. I thought for standard it would just work. Because when I'm here, see, this is still showing and this shouldn't show if it actually did it. So it's telling me all of this information in here has the seller's thing in it. So I actually have to run a workflow. Pages loaded. Yeah, it really should have worked.
Do you think it's because you're using standard instead of Express?
Yeah, I mean, if I was using Express, I know I would have to do this manually, but I don't think I'm supposed to have to do it manually with Bubbles Stripe plugin, because Bubbles Stripe, you can't interact with the Stripe seller accounts ID except to like get the number and use it. But I can't change this field. right? It's the plugin that makes the call and gets the parameters and sets this field. So I don't think it, I'm not entirely sure what's gone wrong because I've never had this kind of trouble with Bubbles Stripe plugin before, but it's not storing. When I got back here, it's not taking this information and writing it into the database the way it's supposed to.
Wonder what it is. Unique ID issue, maybe? No.
Yeah, and it's funny because all of my existing apps that I can use for reference are using Stripe Express. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, as opposed to the like regular one. So I'll have to debug this. Maybe I don't know if I'll get back to it over the weekend, but I'll continue
Yeah.
with it until it's
Maybe Monday.
working. Yeah. But once that's working, then this should work to assign it to a driver. And then you can just search for the orders where the driver is the current user for the driver portal.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just build this along next week.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for your help, Thomas, and thank you for joining us early on, Jay and Reece and Kim, for sticking with us, even though it is so late. I hope you're able to get some fried chicken and satisfy your craving there.
Yeah, it's my ladies' days, that's why.
Yeah. I'd be really curious if you are watching this either live or in the replay. I'd be very curious to know how you like the content here, where we're doing sort of like an active build along, not just of a feature, not just of a prototype, but we're actually building an app together. If you like it, go ahead and let us know. If you don't like it and you just want us to talk about debugging and prototypes of little smaller feature sets and things like that, let me know, and we can make changes accordingly. We are going to be back here on Monday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time, for office hours. If you would like to join us, if you have any bubble bugs you need help busting, if you have any bubble questions or topics you want covered, you can go ahead and comment on the video or send us an email at team@CoCreative NoCode.com, and Kim and I will send you credentials so you can join us and see what office hours is all about. Thank you again for being here, everybody, and I will see you next week.
Bye, guys. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.